My name is Alan Epley, and I was a practicing attorney in Eureka Springs for many years and had business before the city council on occasion. And one day I happened to be at the courthouse where the condition of the springs had been previously discussed by the city council and the mayor. And it had been determined by the health department that all of the spring water in Eureka Springs had too much fecal coliform in it, and therefore it was unsafe to consume by humans. Now, fecal coliform can be caused by animal waste as well as um, human waste. So between the sewers leaking and the number of deer we have in the Eureka Springs, as well as dogs and cats and raccoons and what have you, the city determined that in order to satisfy health department requirements, had to put up signs to warn people about the water, but they didn't want to say straight out what the problem was. So they came up with signs that says untreated water, do not drink. Now that's fairly mild considering the circumstances, but they had all those, they had must have been 30, 35, 40 signs put up around the city on all the springs saying untreated water, do not drink. There was a lady in town who took great umbrage at that. Her name was Edna um, Bergdorf. Now, Edna was an old timer in Eureka Springs, was born, raised, and she at that time was at least 75 years old. And she stood about 5 feet tall. And she took great umbrage with the city putting those signs up saying that I've been drinking that water for 70 years and I ain't dead yet. Never been sick a day in my life. So she uh, got a wheel woman and went out in the middle of the night and pulled all of the signs down. And the city woke up the next morning and no signs warning people not to use the spring water. So they put them up again. Edna and her wheelwoman do it again. So we're having a city council meeting one day, contemporaneous with all of this. And Edna shows up and was milling out around out in the hallway. There was a whole bunch of people there, all on the spring issue. And the mayor was Bill Hill, and he was 6'4" tall or thereabouts. He was a tall man. And he sees Edna out in the lobby of the courtroom in front of the jury room where the council meeting was being held. And he leans over Edna and looks down at her and says, Mrs. Bergdorf, I understand that you may know something about the disappearance of the signs on our springs, and that you may be somehow involved with that. And she looks at him and says, Mr. Mayor, the hand of God works in mysterious ways. And she later died, and her son, Laddie Joe Harp, was cleaning out where the main stage is now today on Main Street, which is where the Harp's Grocery, which Zoe Harp was Edna's sister, where they lived. And he found the stack of signs and he gave me one. So I have one of those signs today in my bathroom.